Well, there goes your privacy. Illinois schools taking an unconventional approach to fighting cyberbullying, forcing kids to give up their social media passwords, and if they refuse, they could face criminal charges. Is this fair or is it ludicrous and an invasion of privacy? Joining us to debate it, David Schwartz. He's a father and attorney, and Liz Stern, CEO of DivaMoms.com. Welcome to you both. David, obviously what is done first in the name of children will be done later to the rest of us, so this is a harbinger of things to come. But there's no defending forcing people to give up this privacy.
Absolutely. I mean, cyberbullying is a scourge in our society. It is an epidemic. It's at epidemic proportions. We've had teen suicides. We've had
do we have numbers on this, or we just we saw on the Today Show, so we're saying it.
There are numbers everywhere. So, so the bottom line is we have to do something about this epidemic, and certainly the four walls of the schools don't stop the authority of the school. That's the key here. The authority must go to social media. These kids are connected because of the school, and the school has authority, and the state of Illinois agrees with that.
I get it. So there's a devastating epidemic. It's super scary. We don't have any numbers on that, but you've got to give up your privacy as a result. How's that sound? You like that bargain?
It doesn't sound good to me, and I actually don't think that that should happen at all. What I do think, I think that it needs to step back, and we need to take a first look at what's really happening with cyberbullying. Of course it's happening, but we need to start really early on educating our children. Parents need to take a role in this, too. You know, teaching our children about cyberbullying, about technology. We can't just leave it till they get to high school or college and then say, okay, all of a sudden now we're going to take away their passwords. We're going to collect their passwords and we're going to use that to get their information. It needs to start much earlier on the education of cyberbullying so that when it gets to that point, I believe that not handing over your passwords is not the way to do it. It's not going to correct it.
Let's make, I think, a really good point. This is a parenting problem. There are a lot of really bad parents out there. Does it strike you that the fact that American family has totally collapsed might have something to do with this?
Look, that's part of the problem. A lot of the points Liz brought up is part of the problem. But we don't have time to sit around and analyze this problem as another teen is bullied. I mean, what a form of bullying for a teenager to go through. This massive thousands of people, you know, all over the internet knowing about certain things about a teenager. It is horrible. It's an epidemic, and it's got to stop.
If it's an epidemic, this is not just quickly among kids. Adults bully each other, so why don't I have a right to your password?
Because you don't, and it's not happening. And this is a universal problem, except that we're not giving our passwords to everybody. What's going to be next? The government's going to want our passwords?
For sure.
I mean, we're not, to me, giving our passwords away, unless it's your child, right? I want my child, I know all my children's passwords. I am not giving my password to authorities of the government, of schools. It's just...
You're comparing apples and oranges.
No,
okay,
I'm sorry.
Apples and oranges. I can't believe we're out of time. I want to keep talking about students are different than adults.
This will continue in the commercial
break. And there are no
break.
criminal penalties.
Thanks so much for joining us. We know you've got thoughts about that, so send them to us. We'll put them on the air.